Hello, hello, everyone. I know there's no one here, but we're going to get started anyway. Patriot 5 and Patriot 6 here with our show. It's a wonderful life, and I will talk about that in just a little bit. But since no one's here, I'm going to go ahead and say the pledge, and then I'm going to play the music. And when I come back, then we will get this thing going. And I really don't have any clue what we're going to talk about because I've taken the day off. Hi, Bill. Hi, Richard. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If tomorrow all the things were gone, I'd work for all my life, and I had to start again, with just my children and my wife. I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, where the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, oh, from sea to shining sea. From Detroit down to Houston, New York to LA, with every American heart, and it's time we stand and say, oh, and I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I'd gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt of this land. God bless the USA. God bless this country. And I'm proud to be an American. At least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the
Yes, yes, yes. Excuse me, I'm eating a cookie. God bless the USA. Proud to be an American. You know, as I said here right now, it's set a little after 7. We have less than 30 hours till Christmas. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but I don't think our beloved president is going to give us the Christmas that he said. I believe he's a man that will have a great Christmas. But I'm just going to put it out there, sir. If you couldn't get done what you told us you was going to do, then why should you be allowed? Why don't you go have a Christmas spending the kind of money that we're allowed to spend? It's just a thing of thought here, guys, because I'm not down on him. He's going to do what he wants to do. He got what he needed. He got us to all rally together. We come together to get him elected by, what was it, the largest landslide in the history of the voting. And I'm glad he made it. You know, I was just reading an article about Stephen. I can't think of the guy's name right now. He's a sportscaster. Let me see if I can find him. Stephen somebody. Here it is. Stephen A. Smith. I voted Democrat, and I got to tell you something now. I don't like the fact that I did. Breaking news. Sleepy leaves millions of borrowers in lurch. Abruptly withdraws his student loan forgiveness plan. Breaking news. President the Hat announces plans for the United States to officially purchase Greenland and Cuba when he takes office. You know, instead of worrying about other countries, why don't he worry about the one that he's supposed to be in charge of? He's going to get his chance to be king, but how about we take care of us? And myself personally, I don't have a lot, but I got a lot more than a lot of people's got. Hi, David. Anyway, I do want to mention the title of tonight's show is Patriot 5 and Patriot 6. It's a Wonderful Life. And the hat winner is Janet. So, Janet, do you want? I was going to give you a hat anyway for helping me with the contest, but do you want two now since you won the contest, or do you just want the one? And guys, I love each and every one of you with all my heart. But I have to admit, trying to have a little fun, put a little fun into this, and have a little competition, I was majorly disappointed when Janet. Huh?
They all were busy.
Janet was the only one that gave a title for tonight's show. And she chose It's a Wonderful Life. Hi, Donna. Hi, Bill. Hi, One Voice, Vicky, Jamie, Joshua, a lot of J's, Gary, Vicky. I might have, Ron Anderson is here.
No shit.
He said no crapperoonies. But I don't know how you guys' this weekend was. I don't know if you're preparing yourself for Christmas. I watched some football. It's so, you know what, guys? Since I got my eyes opened, it's kind of comical to watch football. Now, Jana's Indiana Hoosiers, they didn't play so pretty good. You know, people are saying
Ohio State did.
People are saying that they didn't deserve to be there, and I'm thinking, why didn't they deserve to be there? In every game, you have a winner and a loser. You know, in every game, you have a winner and a loser. Did Indiana play the way they was capable of? No. But I mean, if
Don't root for Indiana.
huh?
She roots for Ohio State.
But anyway, they deserve to be there. There was one of the top 12 teams or 16 teams, whatever it is. Now, she got it on the rebound the next day when her Ohio State Buckeyes put just a total butt whipping on the team they played. I think it was Tennessee. I mean, I listened to some of that game in the car. and the color commentator. If you would have just listened to him during that game, whenever Tennessee would do something, boy, you would have thought if you just came in, turned the game on, and decided to listen to it, you would have thought that Tennessee was up by 15. So Ohio State will now play Oregon in a rematch of a game that was won, I think, 35-34 by Oregon the first time. And then when Ohio State lost to Michigan, they didn't get to play Oregon again, but now they do. And truthfully, a lot of people believe the winner of that game will probably win the national championship. But I don't know. There's some teams out there that get some really good calls, and they got some really good coaching and that. So I don't like what they're doing. I think it's silly, but it's all about money now. You gotta make money. You gotta make money so you can give these kids this money to go to college. Because it's not enough. It's not enough for a football player, basketball player, and that to go to college for 4 years straight, where it would have cost them $250,000 for that. $250,000 for a kid that's never did nothing outside of high school, really at all. Just $250,000 for 4 years for an education is not enough. My daughter is still paying. She's still paying on her education. And then what I just read you about Sleepy has decided not to pay these loans up. It's all just make believe. Like our one and only prayer is someday that we'll care. It's all just make believe, because we know when the hat's going to take office that all this is going to change. It's either going to change, guys. Here's my prediction. When he takes office, everything that we've been talking about, everything that we've been doing, all of this stuff that we've been working so hard for, it's either going to change and we're going to get what we want, or as the song said, you ain't seen nothing yet. Because as much as I want to believe, there's that little bitty man inside my head that keeps saying, what if? What if? What if they're all just working together and it is a movie? But it's a horror movie because it ain't going to end good for us. I believe in God and Jesus Christ, and I believe they would never let that happen. But what if? We can only wait and see, I know I read where Phil Gugalewski, or he's really, really excited and he's all happy, and well, he always is until he's not, and then he's an ass. But let's quit talking about that. Let's talk about the kids, because I said that little curse word there and I got to apologize to my kids. This video is not made for kids unless it's under the discretion of the parents, godparents, grandparents, legal guardians. The music that we played tonight is for entertainment purposes only. We have no legal rights to it. We use it for fun, entertainment, and more or less like a theme song to our Patriot 5, Patriot 6, and family show. Roland Ship, no Christmas on Christmas. I don't know what you mean there, Roland. When is it going to be?
Who knows?
David, you're 100% right. All can change overnight in a blink of an eye. Now, before I go, I'm going to talk about the kids, but then I do want to talk about what David just said. And Jimmy, I don't know if you've been posting much. I don't know if you've written me. I have not even been to Telegram until 2 minutes before the show today. I have been very, very busy. Yesterday, I was very busy. As soon as the Bears game was over yesterday, I took all 5 of my grandchildren to Monocle's to eat. And then we went out in my car and we went looking at Christmas lights all over. we left my daughter's house with all 5 grandkids at about 4 o'clock. And I got back to Ron's just a little bit before 10. We went and looked at Christmas lights and we talked, and they got their pizza at Monocle's. And then we went looking at Christmas lights, and we drove all the way out to Wilmington because there's a park out there that decorate really amazingly. And when we did that, we yes, he did say that, Mike. But anyway, once we get to Wilmington, there's a place there that I always take them, and we get them a shake. And I think they was more excited about the shake than they were looking at the Christmas lights. But it allowed my daughter to really get a lot of her Christmas wrapping done. It allowed my son and his wife to get their stuff done. And my son said, "You got to make sure you keep that car running so we can do that every year, Dad. That's really a blessing when we can have that whole Sunday afternoon without the kids." So it is what it is. And we had a great time. They enjoyed their shakes. And we came through
Next year, we'll take a limousine.
Wilmington. We went from Wilmington to Essex. Ron says next year we'll take a limousine. The kids want to take a bus. But we went through Essex, and we went into our hometown here, Buckingham, and Small Hank, Patriot little martial arts. He was so excited to share with Patriot 7, Patriot Super Gymnast, and Patriot Little Monkey. He was so excited to share our house. And our house really isn't that good, but boy, he just thinks it's the greatest. And you know what? That's what makes you feel good when they're happy that the decorations that we put up. Then little Kira, Patriot little Kira, she was with us. And, you know, for a 2-year-old and being in a car for 5 hours, 4 hours, she was really good. And we had a great time. But after we left Buckingham, we decided to go through Herscher, the town I graduated high school from. And we were going to go from there to Shabance and then to their town where the 3 of them live in Clifton. But when we went down this one street in Herscher, it may be the greatest street I've ever seen decorated in my whole life.
Must be the one Katie Hartman was.
It was just absolutely amazing. And when we got done with this street, all the kids but Kara, because she doesn't talk all that much yet, looked and said, "Papa, Grandpa, it's time to go home. We've done enough." And it really meant a lot because they said, we can't find anything any different. Now, once we got to Clifton, there's a little drive in town to get to their house. So they got to see some stuff. But, you know, they live there. They see it all the time at night. They go to the store with Mom and just look outside and that. They see the Clifton lights. But we had an amazing time. And, you know, Jimmy, I thought about you, and I even talked to Patriot Super Gymnast about you last night and everything that you and your brother and your 2 sisters and your dad are going through. And I looked over at the little gymnast, and she had tears in her eyes. You know, she's just such a loving person. And she said, nobody should have to go through what you guys did. And, you know, she's 100% right. But all I'm going to tell you guys is just keep the faith. Because I really believe we're going to heaven on earth. And when we do, I really believe. And this is, people can call me crazy if they want, but I really believe when all this happens, you will see loved ones that you've lost. And I believe your mommy, you'll get to see her again. I don't know what the capacity and how that will work, but I really believe it. Patriot 11. I don't know. Merry Christmas to you is all I can say, buddy. I hope you and your family are doing good. Patriot Wyatt Earp and Patriot Karate Kid. I seen Mom posted something about Christmas, and I went back to read it, and it was gone, so I really don't know what it said, but I know that your mom is going to make sure you kids have an amazing, amazing Christmas. And then there's Patriot Princess, our queen, and Patriot Hunter, her brother, and Jana, Grandma Jana. She posted a picture of them with Santa Claus, and it was just an amazing picture. And I just love it when you guys either post on Facebook or you send me pictures and these kids and that. And Haley, you're just an amazing, beautiful little girl. I still need to go to that contest and tell them people they made a mistake, but that's okay. You're not only our princess, you're our queen too. Patriot Boogie, Bugs, Boogaloo, and Boogaroo. I'm sure the excitement is really growing with you. And, I just keep thinking about these beds for the kids that need them and everything of the people that need them. And it just, why can't we have them? But after I get out of the kids section, I do want to talk about something about the beds a little bit. Patriot Leona and Leilana. What's this, your second or third Christmas? Leilana, I think it's your second. And Leona is, Mike, is this her third? Is she 2 years old already? God, they're growing so quick, I can't keep track of them. Just Merry Christmas to all of our kids. We love you all. And, I do this for you guys. Janet says, Ralph, please check on what? Oh, Janet is saying her dad drove 5 children around in Christmas in the station wagon, looking at Christmas lights in the station wagon. Isn't that a blast, Janet? I mean, we started ours a long time ago with my kids. It was me and Uncle Ron, my mom, and my 2 kids. And my mom was a bigger kid on this than my kids were. My mom's been gone since 2001. So, it was pretty special. And we've kept it going. Last year we didn't because I had car problems and not a big enough car and too many grandkids. But this year I've got a bigger car and was able to do it. Okay, I see there's a lot of talking over here. Guys, somebody sent me a message to my email on Yahoo, and they said that somebody told them to give them their email address. I did get the message. I will respond to that later tonight. Because like I said, the last 2 days, I have not hardly been on the show much at all. But that concludes the kids. And as I said, kids, I do this for you guys. I never talk to God in one day that I don't tell him to make sure he takes care of you kids. Because I really believe the kids of today is our future. Because by the time we get done doing these humanitarian projects, and we're going to just want to sit back and relax and enjoy, go golfing. When I'm 120, 25, 30 years old, I want to do maybe golfing every day instead of working projects. So you kids are vitally important. Now, the kids that's my kids' age, I don't have a whole lot of faith in them. I'm not saying they can't do it. Just don't have a whole lot of faith in them. And that generation, I'm telling you, I'm just not sure. But I did want to talk about these beds. My grandson little Hank, he has this thing where he is very, very hyper. They have a name for it. I don't like using the name, but you guys know what I'm talking about. So when he talks, and a lot of times, if he hasn't taken his medicine, he talks like this. And his mom and dad didn't give him his medicine when we went last night. And I knew something was wrong. So his dad looks at me today and says, didn't mean to do it, but we didn't give him his medicine. When I said something to his mom, she said, he's a big enough boy. He can go take his medicine. I went all over her. I says, you do know it's probably against the law. I said, probably against the law. She didn't catch that word. It's probably against the law for a 7-year-old to go get medicine by himself and take it. So I said, since he's hyper like that and he needs medicine, if you don't want to give it to him, why don't you have me do it? Because I'll remember it every day. I got no choice. Because if she would allow me to do it, I'd just go to Linda and say, hey, Linda, when you remind me every day to take my medicine, remind me to have small Hank take his. So, but I wanted to talk about these beds because Savior got me involved with a floor mat TikTok. It's the only way I could open. I had to download it. It's the only way I could open up all the videos that she was sending. And she got me involved with it. And to be honest with you, about the only thing I like about it is to go and watch the short videos. And my grandkids was watching them in the car last night, the truck or van, whatever you want to call it. Oh my goodness, they was laughing. I thought someone was going to pee their pants. But I want to go and there's some videos on there, and there's one, it says actresses then and now. I mean, they have some of these actresses up there that, you know, Bill, Jerry, you know, guys, when you look back and you think of actresses, you know, that was really, really hot and just unbelievably looking, you look at all of this stuff and it goes then and now, and it goes, and I'm not going to mention any names, but it goes, this one at age 23, this one now at 65. And I'm thinking, oh my God, this lady looks like the back end of a dog's butt. I mean, ugly, and the skin is all wrinkly, and it, you know, well, if these beds are so what they're supposed to be, and these people are using them, because remember, these people who are uppity up, they're the ones that's got to use these. Wouldn't that take some of that out? But you know, maybe they're the bad cabal and they just didn't get a chance. But boy, I'm telling you, when you see some of this stuff, it's just like, wow, unreal. So where do we go now? Tonight's Monday. Marianne, if you're on, did Bruce say if he's having a call tomorrow night? I did not hear. Here's something the Mountain Goat said. I don't know what it. I haven't read it, so I'll read it. If it's good, I'll continue. If not, I'll stop. Tidbit from Mountain Goat, 23 December. Mountain Goat, we're almost there. According to my CBI contact, the new elected U.S. administration is now working with Iraq and has contacted Iraq. And so this is also very good news at this time. We must be patient and let the process play out. The process does not change, only some events along the way to get there. In Dr. Shahibi's plan to reinstate, there is one more step to the de-dollarization process, And that has to be to get off the sole de facto peg to the US dollar. This step must take place, and soon, very soon. There is no longer a need for it. It's time to bring the Iraq dinar to the forefront. Talking about the revaluation, about whatever's going on, my opinion about this is, guys, someone came out today, Ron was telling me that someone came out today and said, this is probably not going to happen until the hat takes office on the 20th. Dallas came out and said it, he said. Until the hat takes office on the 20th. Well, that being said, and if that is the truth, why don't they just come out and say it? Today's the 23rd. We have 8 days left this year. So we got 28 days. We're less than a month. And if that's the truth, just come out and say it. Nothing's going to take place because, once he takes office, the 20th, then there's excuses going to be, well, we can't reevaluate now because he has to do all of the rounds, and thank everybody for getting him in and have his set down, $5,000 plate meals, with his uppities that can afford these $5,000 plate meals while other people sleep in gutters and cold and have no heat. So what are we looking at? Maybe February then? And then when February gets there, are we looking at March? And I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer, guys. It's just that right now I'm not seeing this man do a damn thing. Oh, they're going to come and tell you he is. But it's every day. We got excited last week when I talked about that one audio where Wolvie said that we was all going to get $30,000 to $50,000. Then I was told I misunderstood it, and I said, "Whoa!" I told the person, "I'm sorry, didn't mean to misunderstand it." But I went and listened to it 4 more times, and no place in there does it say it's a certain group going to get it. It says we're going to get 30. The poor is going to get rich. The rich are going to get richer. It has nothing to do. But the person who sent me this message, I respect. And she does a lot of work for us. But she wanted me to come and make it right. So I'm telling you, according to someone in our group, she thinks it's just a certain group's going to get 30 to 50,000 that their leaders are going to give them. So what? The leaders have been soaking them up for money for all this time. Now they're going to give some back. I mean, a group this size, what kind of money? They don't need to revaluation, the leaders of this group. Why did they even get involved in this? If they've got enough money to give their whole group $30,000 to $50,000, right now we got 132 people on here. If I had enough money to give each one of you $30,000 to $50,000, I sure the heck wouldn't be worried about a revaluation. I'm not attacking the hat. I'm stating facts. The hat told us, and I seen this personally. The hat told us we was going to have a merry Christmas, Thanksgiving. You know what? There were still homeless people. The hat told us no child will ever be hurt again. But yet we keep getting stories about children being abducted. So if that's attacking him because I'm telling the truth, then maybe I should quit doing these shows. Because if I can't come on here and actually speak the truth, then what the hell am I doing? because I've been fighting a lot of this here lately. When I'm saying people coming at me, telling me that I'm wrong. Well, step up. Anybody who wants to do this, step up and do the show, and I'll watch you. But when I talk about him, I seen him say he had a Merry Christmas, Thanksgiving in his room bigger than most people's houses with his servants. Everybody's supposed to get holidays off according to that, but you can't if we're with him, because you got to work for him and you got to fix his food and that, because, God knows there's no one in that family smart enough to cook. So if that's attacking him because I believe in these people here, these people that are homeless, these people that are cold, then I'm going to keep attacking him, because maybe, just maybe, he'll hear me, and maybe, just maybe, he'll get off his ass and do something. Maybe, just maybe, I should stop this show, because that comment just put me in a mood. Now I'm afraid what I'm going to say. EBS, over 2,000 military troops mobilized for 10 days of truth, global arrest, deep state burns, and the big G wealth transfer begins. The final move has begun. The system's collapsing. Watch the dominoes fall. The veil is lifting. Truth cannot be contained any longer. Silent operations underway. The key players are in position. What was once hidden is now in plain sight. Prepare for the reset. A new dawn rises. Follow the signs. Stay in the light. Trust the plan. This is forwarded from the 17th letter, Q. The quantum financial system, QFS, is a game changer in the fight against global elites and central banks. This new system aims to dismantle the shadowy networks that have controlled global finances and kept nations under their thumb. Recent raids and seizures in a sufficient blow to the cabal military intelligence has recently dismantled their secret banking networks raised in Switzerland, Luxembourg, and the Cayman Islands have uncovered servers full of data on illicit wealth hidden by powerful families through illegal activities, the human trafficking, and arms sales. The wealth is being redirected into the QFS, turning ill-gotten gains into resources for global liberation. Operation Gold Phoenix, the gold recovery. Secretly, the Operation Gold Phoenix has been recovered hoarded gold reserved worldwide, particularly in Southeast Asia. This gold kept out of global accounts to manipulate economies is being fed into the QFS, backing the new system with real value as opposed to the fiat currency. The rollout of the Big N and Big G preparation for Big N national and Big G global are almost complete, with recent leaks revealing over 600 politicians and bankers detained under military jurisdiction. Their assets are frozen and funded into QFS, supporting the reset of global financial system. Starlink systems roll. Elon Musk's Starlink satellites are crucial to the QFS, providing a secure, instant global transaction network that eludes traditional financial systems. This satellite network is key to intercepting and blocking the cabal's financial transactions, ensuring they cannot continue their corrupt practices. Counteracting the cabal's last stand in response to strengthening QFS, the elite, and pushing digital IDs to maintain control over individual finances and movements. However, the QFS is designed to protect user privacy and ensure sovereignty, countering the cabal's efforts at control. Quantum NDAs securing the transition. Quantum NDAs are being used to protect those involved in the initial stages of rolling out the new financial systems. These NDAs ensure that any branch results in immediate and financial repercussions, safeguarding the process from sabotage. Redemption centers, secure financial hubs. Redemption centers are central to distributing new wealth. They are heavily guarded and equipped with advanced technologies to ensure that only one legitimate beneficiaries can access the funds intended for them. The new era of financial freedom, the QFS signifies a monumental shift towards financial freedom and equality, stripping power from the few and redistributing it into the many. As this new system takes hold, it promises to reshape the global economy and restore balance in wealth distribution. Stay informed and prepared. The transformation is underway, and while the road ahead may be tumultuous, the end goal of a fair and free global economy within reach. Saturday, 21 December 2024, Global Financial Emergency Global Currency Reset, the Intimate Black Swan event unveiling a new financial order, the Global Currency Reset, and the Big N and Big G. This is forwarded from Coach Dan Nobles. This is what Christmas means to me. Please feel free to share. Christmas Day is a very special time, and if we didn't celebrate it, this would be a crime. Our Savior was born on this day, this special day, thousands of years ago, and very far away. He was born like no other because he was conceived by a virgin mother. He was born in a manger back then because there was no room for Mary and Joseph in the inn. But this was by no means your average birth because the world would change by our Savior's presence and the earth on this earth. He would teach love and charity, the greatest gift of all, and perform miracles for the great and the small. He would spread the word throughout our land, and anyone who asked, he would lend his hand. The Savior that was born in a manger and preached his Father's word would teach stories to the people like you've never heard. He would also die on a cross for you and I join his Father in the sky. And join his Father in the sky. And the same Savior that was born in a manger and died on the cross in a horrible way is the same Savior that lives in us, our hearts. and minds today. Yes, I enjoy the pretty bright lights and Christmas trees and the really nice gifts that are given to me, but true meaning true meaning is real, very clear. It belongs to Jesus, our Savior. So dear, the one who was born under the bright special light and the one who turned our wrong into a right. So we should celebrate not only this day, but all others too, and tell us the whole world what he can do. Cause cause the cause the meaning is real and the meaning is true. Happy birthday, Savior. I'll always love you. From Daniel A. Nobles. Please feel free to share this. How can people think they're awake but refuse to wake up to the truth of all the calendar changes? So you celebrate their God's coming, their gods. Come on, why were we the shepherds grazing their sheep in the winter? Just think about it. Wolvie says he just received from Mauricio saying that the blessings is coming very soon. Remember, that's from his platform, which is purely humanitarian, big N, big G. I still have faith that we are going to have a Merry, Merry Christmas. Bear with me while I get Judy on here. Restored Republic, Monday, 23rd December 2024. It's time to save our nations from the people who would destroy it. President the Hat on Telegram. Support Ken Cromer. Ken and Barbie versus Goliath IRS. What happened to the Cromers could happen to you, and it has likely happened to others convicted of living in his own fully owned home. Sentencing's hearing before judges. Nielsen's Monday, December 23rd at 1:30 p.m. in room 7-300 at U.S. District Court 351 South, West Temple, Salt Lake City. Possible 7-year sentence to pay the victims IRS $723,28.65 after IRS commissioner had already dismissed IRS claims against him. There's more it says here, but guys, what they're doing to this guy here, if it's true, it's the total biggest crime in history. Myself personally, I don't believe it to be true, but we won't know. So I'm not going to talk about the drones because from what I'm hearing, they weren't even real. Give a little help. Give a little, help a lot. A family desperate of need. It doesn't hurt to help. I mean, I try to do as much as I can, but unfortunately can't do that much. Judy's writing a book about near-death experiences of extreme survivors. I could write a book about near-death experiences. I've had 7 of them. I think with the journey that we've all been on, one of the things we need to do is just have faith, believe in miracles, keep praying for the things you want and the things that you don't want. Don't jump off the handle like I did a few minutes ago, of which I'm very sorry. It's just that some things have happened, and it took me a while to understand. And as I was ranting and raving a few minutes ago, which I apologize for, I realized what's going on. I consider myself a real dumbass because I let it get to me, and I fell into a trap, and it will not happen again. But things happen. I think we're all a little bit on edge, all a little bit uptight. As far as I know, Bruce will be on tomorrow night with his big call. We will not be having a show Wednesday night due to Christmas. And I will let you know about Friday. It probably will be Friday afternoon again. I think that's the format I'm going to go to, where I'm doing Monday, Wednesday at night and Friday in the afternoon, because I got talking to Ron and we went back and looking at the 3 weeks we've done on Friday. And what I've noticed it allows some people who normally can't come to the show to come in on Friday. And I want to make the show for everybody. And the whole thing is, as I was reading a few minutes ago, someone said they still believe that we're going to have a very Merry, Merry Christmas, meaning the hat's going to come through with what he said. And if that's the case,
Maybe we'll get the numbers on that day.
we, as Ron just said, maybe that's the day we'll get the numbers. Does it mean we have to get the money? No. And, to me, Ron and me were talking, and I don't know, senior citizens, did you get your paper in the mail stating how much money that with the sleepy administration getting, they're going to give us a whole 2.5%. 2.5% we get to go to for the whole year for cost of living. Wow. They also raised the insurance. They also raised it $25. So with my 2% and everything said and done, I ain't getting that much. But my mom raised me to always say every little bit helps. You got 17, huh? That's not much, one voice. But when I say we're not doing a show Christmas, doesn't mean I'm not doing a show Christmas. I have to be up early and go to my daughter's house Christmas to watch my grandkids open gifts. Then I'll visit over there for a little bit before I come home and watch my other grandkids open gifts, because my son always opens with his wife and 2 kids. Why I just lay in bed, then I get up, I go to Amber's and I watch. They open theirs, so I get to Amber's, they open theirs with the kids and my ex-wife and her new better half. And it's going to be a busy day, and then I'm going to cook a big dinner here for me and Ron, and I'll open gifts with me and Ron here. And when I heard the hat say it was going to be a Merry, Merry Christmas, it had nothing to do with the money for me. It had to do with getting the people off the streets. I don't care if you put them in a hotel room. Get them off the streets and give them enough money that they can have a nice meal and be warm until we can actually get this done. The fact that I'm not going to probably get the 30 to 50,000, and neither are you, Mike Davis, and neither are you, Bill, or any of us. Michael, I do think they have a plan, but I agree with you. I'm a little sick of trusting the plan, because what are we supposed to trust? We don't know what the plan is. I mean, just a little bit ago, I read about all of the things that they're doing, all of the people they're arresting.
Just let us have that Medbest.
My goodness gracious, every freaking show that we do, we read something between each show from Friday night, Saturday, Sunday until Monday night show. We read something about all the arrests that's been made. Then we read it from Monday night to Wednesday night. We read about all the arrests that's been made. I mean, if they're really arresting the people that they say, the amount, there can't be any of them left. And before I go, I want to touch on one thing before I go. The Brunson case. What is it? It was supposed to be the game changer. It was supposed to be exactly what we needed. And once the Brunson case was ruled upon, then the hat is automatically back. He can announce it to the world. Sleepy has gone to GITMO along with Dopey and the whole Congress. We had 120 days to get a new election, of which we knew that the hat would probably run uncontested. He would become the president while the military was in charge for that 120 days. And see, the thing that a lot of people don't understand, it did not have to take 120 days. They could do it in 2 days, 12 days, 22 days. It didn't have to go the 120.
That's just for the election.
So that's for the election. But as Ron said, let's just get the beds. Why should people, I got shocked today. A young man who's probably, I would say, 12 to 15 years younger than me. I choose my way of staying in shape walking. Watching what I eat. And I mean, I'm pretty good at it. When I just ate that cookie, when the Proud American was eating, every time I took a bite, I looked at it and I watched it go into my mouth. I'm pretty good at watching what I eat. But the thing is, we just got to have something. If you don't want to give us the money, if you don't, as I said to Ron, now we're talking about the big end. And we know once that goes into effect, we don't owe nothing. All bills are paid. They're all paid. Why can't they just announce that and just get with all the places? Every credit card, all credit card debt is paid off. And I know I've heard that with all the gold that was found, some of these credit card places, they're going to pay, or banks that have the loans, they're going to pay them so much. They're not going to get what's owed, but they're going to get a nice bundle. But where they're going to lose is they're not going to get that. You have a credit card and you're paying 32% interest on it. Man, you don't take nothing off of it. But I am proud of myself. I never charged one thing for Christmas this year. So I've just about got my credit cards. But it doesn't matter what I've almost got mine all completely paid off. It matters that let's just do this. Let's get everything. Let's get the beds working and just pay off the bills. Hey, we're getting a 2.5% raise, us senior citizens. And if you're not a senior citizen, get out and get a job. But heck, they're talking about here in Illinois, they're going to raise minimum wage to $15 an hour. I worked in a factory for over 20 years before I made it to $15 an hour. As Ron said, let's go back to the 50 prices. No matter how much you're making on Social Security, if you have no bills, your house is paid off, you have no bills, we get the free electricity. We can live pretty good just on what we're making now if we have no bills and go back to the 50 prices. So that's pretty much all I got. I'm going to get us out of here before an hour. We're at 59 minutes and 41 seconds. So just everyone, if I don't come on tomorrow for a little bit, if I don't come on Christmas Day, I'm going to say right now, everyone here, have a Merry, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Ron's yelling Merry Christmas in the background. We love yous all. Good night. God bless.